Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about the newest scammers in the neighborhood, ABDL Community for All. Happy holidays everyone, I'm Mommy Black and I'm with the Little Baby Boo Nursery and I'm coming to you actually recovering from COVID. I'm on the tail end and normally I would be recuperating, but someone contacted us a couple of days ago and they were frantic because they basically had been swindled out of thousands and thousands of dollars because our photos were being used alongside other people's photos in this ABDL community scam. This person who contacted us, we'll call him Fred. So Fred contacted us thinking that we were affiliated with the ABDL Community for All. We are not in any way affiliated with them. So we did some investigation. He gave us a bunch of information about what had transpired, and just this organization is crazy. The best word that I can use to explain or to describe what's going on is insidious. I want to explain why this group of people or this person, whomever is doing this, is so terrible. So as you know, a lot of people in our community have been taken advantage of. They will connect with these professional mommies who really aren't professional mommies, and they'll send information and they'll later be blackmailed because they've sent, photos of them in like diapers or whatever. So it goes on in our community. I think that a lot of the professional mommies out there, or the professional caregivers out there, have done a lot to try and educate the community about the differences between scammers and what we do and how there are subtle and not so subtle differences. But these ABDL Community for All people have gone above and beyond what is normal scammer behavior. And I have a feeling that a lot of you out there have been taken advantage of by them. So this story is the story of Fred, who went to this website that they have. And then on there it says, we're a community that's, full of like different mommies and stuff. And in order to join us, put your information in. So you put your information in. So that's one, they've already got some of your information. And then they say, if you want to join, just pay $100. And it's like it's a safer feature, whatever. You can join all these people who are really very interested in being part of this community. So $100 is a lot of money, but at the same time, if you are buying into this idea that this is a safe community, it's like, oh, well, that's not terrible. You're going to be in a safe space. Unfortunately, at this stage of the game, you enter all kinds of information. And what's difficult about that is, say, if you want to come to us, you also have to enter in a bunch of different information if you're going to come and see us for an in-person session. So that's not necessarily something that's like way out there, right? So then they take you through this process of what kind of caregiver are you looking for. So you're filling out information on your likes and things like that. So far now they've have your name, your address, all of your likes, and your credit card information, right? So then you go on, and inside, that's where they kind of have you, because they can offer you all of these different packages, and no one on the outside can kind of look at that and say, wait, there's something not quite right here. So it looks like it's still on the up and up. And they've created personas in there, mommy personas, where they're going to connect you with these mommies. You have different tiers. So if you want to say, connect with your mommy for so many hours or whatever you pay for this tier, if you want to incorporate any sort of like BDSM or whatever, that's another tier. If you want to be fast tracked, then you pay an additional amount of money. So they have these tiers that make you, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a way of selling stuff, so that like you're just paying this little amount. Okay, well that's not bad because it's an additional thing. Okay, this other amount. So very quickly it adds up, right? So then you've been baited in, and they have a mommy contacting you, and it's usually they have these images of these women who are not really the same people. They steal images from around the web of models and things like that. They tend to be, it looks like it tends to be like models, people who have posted a lot of images of themselves so that they can pull those in for whatever the conversation is about. So they can be like, oh, this is just me, over here, or today I'm, here without makeup or whatever, So then you start talking with these mommies, and it's from what I've seen, it's very kind of broken, like, oh, baby, how are you doing, baby? Blah, 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 baby, I miss you. And there's no like complex, deep conversation, but it is something that they're giving you attention. So then you start feeling like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is going to work out or whatever. And then you start setting up when you can have an in-person play date, right? So then you get excited about and anticipate that. And then you start getting charged for these other little things like, oh, you want this person to come visit you. This is going to be an extra couple $100. Or you want, if you want it just to be you and this mommy that have this special relationship, then you have to pay, I can't remember what it's called, some certification for something or other. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a lot of these little things that are just ridiculous. So then, you set up these dates and stuff, and then something inevitably happens. There's a car accident. There's some sort of hospitalization or something like that, which means that they can't meet you for whatever reason, right? There's an emergency. So then, of course, normal people are going to be like, oh my God, of course, it's an emergency. So yeah. And then a caring, compassionate person is going to be like, is there anything that I can do to help you? Well, then they're like, yeah, of course, I have this. Well, I have this bill. Or you start kind of hearing more about these bills that they have, or these ways that you can help them, that they're low on money right now, but they can pay you back. So these people go so far as to do, okay, so this was the example of Fred's. Fred's example was he had this mommy named Khima who she decided to leave the ABDL Community for All organization. So she terminated her contract. She didn't realize that in her contract, it stated that she needed to pay an additional like $1,500 that was due immediately upon termination of the contract, right? So she's trying to get out of this organization. And so she's like, oh my God, I owe this money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have money. Is there any way that you can help me out by paying this off? I swear I'll pay you back. I will sign this affidavit. So they include this affidavit from Khima to Fred saying that she owes him this money if he forwards this money. She will owe him this money, blah, blah, blah. Also, I want to point out that Fred is from a different country. So when he's reading this stuff, he's not really seeing the little red flags, like the English is kind of broken. The legalese is terrible. And so he's not picking up on this stuff. He's just a really kind person who is falling for this scam, right? Also wrapped up in that is Khima saying that she's being held there because they're not going to release her until she's paid this money. So then there's this added urgency, like she's being held against her will. And then enters like the madam, I guess, or the person that is in charge of everything. And she starts talking to Fred and is saying stuff like, yeah, Khima's going to go to jail. She has legal fees, or, their legal fees come up. And so it just kind of keeps going, because in the fine print, it says that you can get your money back, right? So by the time Fred's realizing that something's not right, he wants his money back. So then they'll send a check. They sent a check. What happened was they sent a check, which Fred deposited. It was fraudulent. And then his account was frozen. It goes on and on. My point in all of this and telling you all of this is that this particular site and these particular people are really, really good at what they're doing. And when I was given information about the site, I saw that they had 588 members. Obviously, they're not all going to be, bona fide members, But there are a lot of people who have signed up. Like I said, there are over 7,000 people who are friends with them on, or who are following them on Instagram. There are a lot of people who have fallen for this. I am really, really pissed off because they're taking people who are vulnerable, who are just trying to find love, acceptance, nurturing, and they're using material, photos from people who are real caregivers from around the community. And I have a feeling, I mean, from what they put together in their website and all the information that they have, that I have a feeling they're coming from within the ABDL community, or they really, really know it well. So that just makes me really, really angry. So I'm going to go to the FBI with this information because they're using checks, they're using attorneys' information falsely. They wrote a letter from an attorney to Fred stating that, Khima was being held. I don't remember what it said. I'm going to put a little picture of it. This is cyber fraud. And it's going cross country. There's a website that I found where the phone number was connected to Nigeria. I don't know. I really don't know where they are, but we did get their PayPal email addresses, which means that PayPal is connected to a real person. And Wix, in order to receive payments from Wix, you have to have it connected to who you are, your social security and stuff like that, because we have Wix. So I know this from us. And this person or these people use the same phone number. It's everywhere. So they have all of this information out there that the FBI will easily find out who they are. I mean, it's nuts how widespread this is. While these people are like treacherous and wily, they are working from the false belief that no one is going to report them because they get pictures of these littles and adult babies that are in their like onesies or their diapers. And so they have that information so that they can then blackmail them and extort money from them. So unfortunately, they are very incorrect. There is no shame in my game, and there shouldn't be any shame in your game either. So I've gotten permission from Fred he gave me so much information to be able to contact the FBI Cyber Crimes Unit to start a file on them. So what I'm asking from you guys is, if you have been contacted by them, or if you have been a victim of their scamming, please contact us and let us know. You don't even have to give us all of your information. If you just want to give us like your name, it can be a fake name, and your contact information so that we can pass it on to the FBI. That's fine. You don't have to give us your information. I don't want to know a lot of information, but this is just specifically for this ABDL community, for all people. We're not going after a bunch of like scammers, but this one is particularly terrible. People need to know. Please share this. People need to know about this particular organization. And I really, really, really want them to be found out for who they are, because they're just terrible. I mean, I've said this before, the people in the ABDL community, a lot of people don't understand who they are, but we have a lot, especially us, we have a lot of littles who come from, they have PTSD, or they're survivors of childhood trauma. These are really kind people who just, like I said, who are just wanting to be loved, and this makes me so angry. So yes, I'm going to include the information. You guys stay safe. I'm about to do another video for the top 10 warning signs for scammers. So please watch that too. But I really wanted to get this information out right away because it's important. And we want to start this new year off right by getting these people in jail. So be safe. And if you've been a victim of these people, please contact us. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.